Ramsey, you said whenever you were growing up and getting bullied, you did start off laughing with people that would tease you, but it only became worse. I can believe that. It's sometimes hard to tell what about you makes you look like an easy target for bullying. But sooner or later, kids will find some way to decide who is and is not a good target for that. And whatever it is about you that makes them decide you fit, we don't always know what that is. I know now, I know what did it for me. Who knows what did it for you? Maybe, like you said, the red hair started it and somehow became worse, progressively worse as you continued going through school. But I do know that now, if I could go back with all of the knowledge I have today and live that again, I'd be able to diffuse the situation and not look like an easy target for bullying. But whenever I was growing up, I didn't have a chance of understanding any of that. There are a lot of social skills that I lacked. And nobody really knew what to try and teach me. I did have a social worker named Linda from 3rd through 9th grade. She tried to counsel me, and it helped some. I can't say it didn't help. It really did. But she didn't have all the information she would have needed to help me good. I couldn't give her all the information she needed to really understand what was wrong with me. Part of it, whenever I was 7, I arrived at the understanding that I was gay. And in my family, that was the worst possible thing you could be. My parents would prefer me to be mentally retarded or quadriplegic. One word. If I had opened up, confessed being gay at that time, while Linda was trying to help me, Linda would probably have to have advised them, my parents, about that, and from that, my parents, I have no doubt, my parents would have made me take electroshock treatments to try and cure me. My parents are good people today. Whenever I was growing up, they had failings that made my childhood years miserable, but they did the best they could with the examples they themselves had. But a lot of kids, even if it's not sex or not being gay, a lot of kids, most kids, have feelings and ideas they are afraid to admit to adults because they don't want to receive judgment. And whenever I was growing up, my counselor probably would have had to tell my parents anything I told her. Nowadays, I think they understand sometimes a kid needs secrecy that sometimes to get help, a kid has to be able to tell a trusted adult other than their parents what's wrong, and know that other person won't tell the parents. If I had that guarantee, whenever I was little, I could have opened up to my counselor, and she would have had more information that would maybe be needed to help me. Being gay and living with a father who at that time was about like a man you've maybe heard about named Fred Phelps. My dad was like that. Now, very different. My dad's a lot more accepting of differences, including gay people. But whenever I was little, like I told you, shock treatments, no doubt. And so I grew up feeling that's where some of my feelings came from. Being always told, preached at by parents and preachers and other adults in the neighborhood that being gay would send me to hell. They didn't know I was gay, so whenever they preached against gay people, I felt like they were preaching against me, but they didn't intend to be talking against me. They didn't know that part of it at that time. But anyway, I was saying that because I was gay and had parents that were very seriously big time against gays, I couldn't open up and be honest about everything that was bothering me, so I couldn't get all the help I needed. So that's another part of the problem. Kids need to be able to feel they can trust at least one adult. They should have one trusted adult in their life. Not a stranger, no. But one adult they can talk about anything with and not feel condemned for it.
Run to the